It's a reminder that womanhood, especially when tied to leadership, has never been a straight line. It bends, curves, breaks, and rebuilds. It demands courage, it requires clarity, and sometimes it lusts for fire. Recently, a friend, someone who does not read much historical fiction, got an early look at Fire, Sword, and Sea. She's a reader of self-help, of business strategy, of the occasional thriller you can sneak into her hands. But she said something that stopped me cold. Vanessa, you wrote a book about leadership, about women's leadership. At first I blinked. That wasn't the answer I was expecting. Yes, my heroine, Jacquot de la Haye, is a pirate captain. And yes, pirate captains are leaders by definition. But what my friend saw was something deeper, something I wasn't consciously aiming for, but had apparently woven into every scene, every strike of a sword. On a pirate ship in the 1600s, leadership wasn't inherited. It was earned. Pirate vessels operated like meritocracies. Any race, any nationality could join, as long as they could pull their weight. Jacquot rises the only way a woman in that era could, in disguise. Hidden behind lies, she relies on her skill with a rapier, her mastery of the sea, her stamina and grit, and her ability to steer a stolen ship through storms both literal and moral. Pirates didn't buy their ships, they took them. And Jacquot climbs the ladder of command, one impossible task at a time. Through Fire, Sword, and Sea, we see her rise, her missteps, her victories, her bruises, physical and spiritual. And that, my friend said, is leadership. But leadership, especially women's leadership, is a complicated beast. We often talk about women who lead in boardrooms, in startups, in medicine, in politics. But historically, and even now, women occupy the caregiver role by default. According to a report released in March by U.S. healthcare workforce, 87% of nurses are women. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says 80% of healthcare workers are women. We are the hospice nurses, the physician assistants, the physical therapists, the ones tending to the young, the old, the fading, the forgotten. And in the 1600s, this was even more pronounced. Before physicians, there were women who gathered herbs, mixed tinctures, whispered prayers, held hands, and ushered people into life and into death, and sometimes back again. To lead, sometimes that caregiving must be set aside. And that choice weighs heavy on the nurturers. Then there is modernity. How does being a mother affect leadership? How does being a wife? How does being the one expected to build a home, nurture the family, care for the elders and the in-laws? I remember climbing the corporate ladder and watching women I admired, women who mentored me, delay motherhood until the last biological viable second. One of my favorite bosses, a brilliant Irish PhD in physics, once had suits tailored specifically to hide her pregnancy, because at that time, maternity leave and career advancement could not coexist in the same equation. This is the landscape women navigate, a landscape Jacquot would have known in a different form, in a different century, but it's still hauntingly familiar. My friend, though, wanted to talk about the dedication for the women who do right, for the women who do wrong for the right reasons.